Hi friends! Oh my gosh, welcome back to Loving Homestead Life. I am your host, Misty, and I can't believe it. I cannot believe that we are actually at a place where it's time to start seeds. In my zone, which I think, I'm in the Pacific Northwest, I think we're like 8B. I'll have to go figure that out for sure and let you know. I should look it up, but I'm recording on my phone, so I'm not gonna. I made some tea again today. It's so delicious. It's like cold out again today. Yesterday, I think it's like 45, but it's really damp. I will still always take the damp and the 45 over 0 wind chill. I'm just saying. Okay. But in this zone that we are in, it is time to start seeds. Now, couple of things. One, as you know, well, you may or may not know because this channel is new, but we are still in pursuit of our perfect homestead. So right now we are renting a house in the suburbs in the south of Portland area. And I made a short yesterday about the state of this yard, of this rental, okay? And the yard is, first of all, I want to say I'm very grateful for this yard. And I believe that when you are living that homestead life, you have to make the best out of every circumstance. And right now, our circumstance, as we're in as we are in finding the perfect place, I'm going to make the best out of this circumstance, which is our backyard. So you can see it's not very big because it is lovely to have a backyard. Some people don't. I feel very grateful. I'm blessed. Yes, thank you. However, there's a couple things that are tricky about this yard. One, we don't own it. So whatever I put back there has to be movable. I'm not investing in this house if we don't own it. So I'm not putting a bunch of infrastructure in for gardening if we are planning to be out of here by the end of this year sometime. That's my desire. Jason wants to build a little bit more than I do, so if we follow his plan, it could be like 1.5 years, but I really want to move into a house that already exists and redo it, room by room around us, so we can get out to that land now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but in an effort to make the best out of every circumstance, I am going to plant a container garden in this yard. And our zone, I think it's 8B. There's Milo. Our zone says that the last frost will be March 6th. You heard that right here, March 6th. What? I looked it up the other day because I was watching some gardening channels and people are starting to seed already, and I figured they were in the south, where it's already warm, and some people are already like growing tomatoes down south. So, down south in like the US, like down in Texas. So I figured it was down there. But this year, because it's been so much warmer already, March 6th is our last frost. So I need to get these seeds started now. Now, I have some seeds that are on the way, but I wanted to get these lettuces started because we can start lettuces here even where we are pretty early. We can start them as long as you keep them covered if it's gonna frost. Already we're in the 40s during the day. So it's really not that big of a deal. And by the time March 6th rolls around, it'll be pretty nice. So, time to get started. Now, we have a whole bunch of tests we're gonna be running this year. All the lessons I learned from doing container gardening, I'll just say doing gardening in this rental house last year. And I learned so many lessons. One of them was starting seeds earlier. So we're gonna be testing that out. Now, I have my seeds here. We're gonna be doing some herbs, which are, because I've been using a lot of herbs and I wanna continue to. So thyme, oregano, and flat leaf parsley. I would literally put those 3 things in everything. If I had space for garlic, I would just have everything I needed. Arugula, chard. Let's put these out. So those are what I'm going to be growing this year, or getting started right now. Okay. Now I have this new germination and these herbs right here. So I have this germination station. It's right here. I'm testing this out. Last year, here's one of my lessons. I'll repeat it in this video. I did it very nonchalantly. I heard you could just start seeds in some like cups, you know, like plastic cups that you get for parties and stuff like that. There are so many reasons why that doesn't work. First, it doesn't let enough light in low enough to the plant so that when you grow them that way, they get all spindly trying to raise for the light. So you get unhealthy plants. And it just took them a really long time to grow. Now, there's a woman I watch. I follow many homesteaders. I follow many gardeners. And one of my favorites, you'll hear me reference her all the time, is Becky from Acre Homestead. And last year, she used two things that really seemed to work for her that I did not do. One was a heat mat underneath. This germination station, I'm not getting any, I just bought this because at Wilco. I found this because it was all in one. It's like a little mini greenhouse, so I can start 72 plants, and there's a heat mat underneath. You can see this picture right here. That's one. Then two, I got the appropriate container. I'm gonna put this in my window in my office. I have this appropriate container so that the light can hit these right. I did not do this right before, okay? I didn't do it, unfortunately. And so my starts didn't work very well. There's this test. So and like I said, there's 72, so I can start 72 starts here. So I'm gonna start the lettuces now. I have a ton of here's another lesson from last year that I learned. Maybe I'll just combine these into one video, and this just one. Okay, so another lesson I learned last year is that I tried to just plant stuff, any seeds I had, wherever I could possibly get them into the ground. I did that with starts too. What I didn't do is take into account that I have a container garden, and there are certain seeds that are more successful, let's say, in container gardens than others. I did this very poorly as well. So last year I was just trying to put food in the ground, and I wasn't very conscious about, because the way that this house is situated, it's kind of south, the backyard is southwest facing. The light in this yard hits in a very limited way. And last year I figured out what that was after I had already put food in the ground. So I was trying to capture the light like as much as I could. And I was trying to drag pots around and follow the light, and So this year, I know where the light is, and I'm going to plant accordingly in containers. I'm doing all container gardening, and I'm choosing vegetables that are more successful in containers on a consistent basis. And there are lots of companies out there that have container garden sets, so go find them. There's this one that I really like, which is this company, Botanical Interests. Actually, that's the container. I have so much food coming from this company because they're a seed company. Obviously, they've been doing this for a while, and they know what works better. They have like bulbous carrots that aren't so long, so they grow really good in containers. Onions, tomatoes, all the stuff I love, squash, all the good stuff, beans, I got it all coming. So as soon as those arrive, we'll start those germinating in here too, but I wanted to get the lettuce started now because I can actually get that into some containers outside growing here pretty soon. Okay, so that's the big test. Oh, also, I thought I'd test seed starting material, like what might work better. I was at we have Wilco, which is kind of like a farm store, but for suburbanites who aren't really farmers but want to be. I have to tell you, I love it. They have everything from canning stuff to gardening to like shoes and boots for being in the garden and doing work. It's amazing. But I found these are called Root Riot. They're little, I don't know if you can see them. Here, let me cut it open. They're little pods. They're like little peat pods, like all ready to go. Let's see, I'll get a shot of it over here too. See, it's just a little pod. There we go. Just a little pod. And I think you just put the seed down in. It's already moist. Perfect natural plant starter cubes for cuttings and seeds. So yeah, they're meant for starting. I thought I'd just give it a try. So I got some of these. And then also, Jason hears me talk about this all the time, but I'm super into organic stuff. And I found this Miracle Grow organic container mix. And it said on the back that you can use it to start seeds. So we'll do half of this with this mix, with this dirt, and half with these little pods, and see if one works better. So that's what we're gonna get started. This is our project for today. I really need to get this in the window so that we can get some greens growing in containers as soon as possible. So let's get to it. I don't know, I'm gonna kind of do this in here. I'm gonna try not to make a mess. We'll see how that goes. It's really good tea. I'm really, really hoping that my starters are more successful this year. I don't know if I saw that someone was starting them in those plastic cups and that was like a good, affordable way to do it. But for me, in this environment, it was not successful. I don't know if I was just like, oh, it's plastic. I don't know if I made it up to put it in plastic cups or if I saw somebody do it. I have no idea. So here's the mat. This whole thing just warms up a little, like ever so slightly, I believe. And what I still need to do though is get a good light. I don't have one yet, and I really do want to get one. I used to have one a long time ago, but I sold it. You know, like a garage sale a long time ago. So I gotta go get a new one. And it doesn't need to be that big. This is only, I don't know, 24 inches or something like that. Not that big of a deal. Okay, so that can stay there for the moment. And let's get this filled up with half dirt and half pods. This needs to be on top, obviously, because this is our little greenhouse, which I also did not have last year. These little babies need lots of like care and love and judging. Okay, so we got the right setup now. Feeling like I'm setting myself up for success. Last year, you know, I'm a very fiery person, and I tend to just like start taking action. I think I said this in another video that I'm like a tactile learner. So I learn best by like trying it and messing it up. Controlling the moisture is super important. Do you start seeds? Are you a more of a person who buys starters? I like to start seeds because I just enjoy the process of it. I like creating the food from scratch and then growing it and taking care of it and then canning it and then cooking with it. Like, you're gonna see me do so much of it. This is like what we're gonna be doing a lot on this channel because it's so much fun for me. Now, designation is gonna be important. Ooh, I have an idea. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully they won't be too loud out there. Oops. So what I'm gonna do is, Jason uses these to like stir chemicals in all the garage chemicals they use in their auto redoings of motorcycles. So they have all these stir sticks, and I'm gonna use these as little markers in the greenhouse. Hopefully maybe we have to break them because I need the lid to go on. Yeah, we'll break them. There we go. All right, so let's do parsley. See if we can get like maybe 3 parsleys going. That seems nice, right? Okay. Here's where I need your advice. Who here has a really good method to keep all of this organized? I've seen a couple things. I've seen people do business card things in a notebook. I've seen like a recipe card box. This is a terrible package, but the problem is you need the package. There's growing stuff on the back here, like seed depth, spacing, like all the stuff you need to know is on the back. So you can't really, I mean, you can get rid of it, but don't you want that information? I'm just saying. I have not found any great way. If you know of any great way, please let me know. I would love for you to comment in the box below. I'm actively looking for a great way. I'm gonna do some research on YouTube and see if I find anyone who's doing, like, you know, I think once again, because I love her so much, Becky from Maker Homestead, she might have been doing something that was organizing, but I forget. And this, every year, it's just a mess, and I'm sick of it. And the more garden, the more mess. Once we get to our land, this becomes a real problem because I'm gonna have beds and beds and beds. So we gotta figure this out now. Gosh, they're small. I mean, look how tiny these are. Ah, easy to lose. I watched Epic Gardening, also love his channel. Just been watching him for years. He says you put 3 in each hole just to make sure you get good germination. I'm like, okay, brother, thank you so much. I'll do it. I'm supposed to have like 70 seeds. There's none. Oh, I got an empty bag. Like legit, there's none in here. I mean, there's like 3. Fail. There was no seeds in the whole bag. So it's really easy. Like there's like a little hole. It's like probably this far down into the pod, and you just stick your finger down in that. Like I have some fingernails. So I'm just trying to find a good spot. Okay, so this is the next one, and we'll do kale. I'm burning some incense, so you can't smell it, but it's this cedar incense. Oh, it is such a nice smell. I found it at New Seasons. I think I've talked about it before. It's kind of like Whole Foods, but it's not local, but it's regional. It's like here in this area in the Pacific Northwest. I got myself some incense. I got like 3 different flavors, like lemon. They're very earthy smelling, like lemon, cedar. I think I got like even patchouli. You know, I went to school at like a really kind of a hippie-ish college, and like I miss those smells. Anyway, I had to get some. It was really fun. Okay, dudes. We did it! Feeling so successful on this show. Okay, so this is, what kind of chart? It is Swiss chart, okay. I'm gonna water these just in the sink. Easy peasy. That's exactly what I do. And you know what? I'm not even gonna be mad if some of the water gets in the bottom of this tray, because it'll keep the moisture going inside my little greenhouse. Oh, I'm so excited, you guys, look at that. Ah, it's so cute, so effective, so gardening legit. Okay, I'm gonna get this watered. I'll be right back. Yay! Project complete, guys. All right, I will show you now where this goes. Okay, so here's my office space. This is an altar, and I thought it was good juju to set this on here and let this all, obviously I'll shut this. Okay, so this is the southern facing wall. This is where the sun comes in the strongest in the afternoon. So it should help get these little babies started. It's raining today, so we're not going to see that happen, and it's been kind of gray for the last couple days, but this is a really good window for this. Thank you for being here with me today, friends. This is so much fun for me, and I hope it was fun for you too. Have a great day. Take care, guys.